I think it just shows the kind of excitement that Sweden has for hockey. You can kind of get a sense for it just at the World Championships. I was there and in Copenhagen, which isn't too far from Malmo. So they had a huge number of fans, and when they won, it was such a big deal. So definitely get a sense for how big hockey is in Sweden.
I want to ask you, two players coming into the league this year, two Swedes, Rasmus Dahlin and also Elias Pettersson. He scored in his debut last night. What can you say about those two?
Yeah, they look like good players. I haven't seen too much of them. Got to play against Pettersson just the one time. He's obviously a good little player, and Dahlin, obviously a lot of hype around him just being with the first overall pick. So they got a lot of skill, a lot of talent, and I'm sure they'll be good.
Connor, are there any takeaways from last night's game, or is it beyond compare because big ice, German league? Anything you can bring forward into Saturday's game?
I think it's a completely different game. I alluded to it last night. I think that ice might have even been bigger than Olympic. It felt like it was a soccer field. There was, it's almost a completely different game than we're used to. Not exactly ideal, just going from trying to get your legs under you on the normal sized ice and then coming and having to play and adjust on the big ice. But Jersey had to do the same thing, so both on even playing field.
Connor, as a number one pick, what advice would you give to Rasmus Dahlin after his debut season?
Just try to have fun with it. I remember I was just always anxious to play and anxious to do well. Ultimately it's your first season. There's lots of time. Even if this year doesn't go the way he wants, there's still lots of time to bounce back and do his thing. As a defenseman, I find it's almost harder to come into the league. There's so much more that you have to worry about, especially in your own zone. It's almost harder for a D-man. You look at all the great D-men that have come in. They haven't necessarily swept the league away in their first couple of years. They've always kind of had time to develop, and I would think that maybe he'll go through the same kind of process, but obviously he looks good already, so we'll see.
What do you know about Swedish hockey?
There's a lot of good players, a lot of good Swedes. Great D-men, skilled players, fast players.
Favorite? Do you have a favorite Swede?
I loved Matt Sundin, just being a Toronto guy, and he was probably my favorite Swede.